what I didn't realize before doing this interview when we started doing research is that your nickname used to be The Rock.
Yes.
You were the original Rock. The original The Rock.
That's correct.
In fact, your WWE contract had The Rock in writing on your contract.
That is true.
Before the world's most dangerous man and all that, you were The Rock.
I was Ken The Rock Shamrock when I came out to fight.
Right. But then Dwayne Johnson came and stole your name.
I wouldn't say that, but
put a gun to your head and made you sign it off.
He had no clue.
Yeah,
absolutely no clue
joking,
that I was named The Rock. In fact, just when I came to him, I kind of joked about it that I had that carved out in my contract. I kind of laughed about it, and he was like, "Oh, what, really?" And I was like, "Brother, don't worry about it, man. It's not a big deal. I don't care."
Yeah, I mean, he ran with it. It worked.
Yeah, I mean, he made it more famous than me.
Right. Well, at one point, The Rock actually was going to leave the WWE and join Pride in the late 90s. You know about this?
Yeah. It's actually, he's the one that actually asked me about it.
Yeah, because I guess Pride were paying fighters about $500,000 compared to the $150K the WWE was actually paying.
It was
what exactly
it was
happened
more.
with
I
that?
think it was more closer to $1 million. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, there was good money. So, yeah, I think if The Rock was going to leave pro wrestling, it was for that.
I mean, but could The Rock actually fight legitimately?
I think so. He played football.
Yeah, football is not fighting.
It's not easy.
I'm not saying it's easy.
You get banged up, man. I mean,
I'm
you're
not
big,
saying
you're
it's
strong,
easy,
you're quick.
you have
add
a whole
some skill sets
team,
to it.
You got a whole line.
Yeah, but again, it's just like with anything in sports. If you're athletic, all you got to do is put your mind to whatever skill set that you have to do. I'm not saying he'd have been great. I don't know. Maybe he would. Maybe he would. I don't know. But if you're asking me if he could do it, absolutely, yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever sparred with him or anything?
No.
Has he ever done any sort of MMA, boxing, anything?
Yes, because I know right now he's actually doing a documentary for, I believe it was Mark Kerr, the fighter.
Huh.
Again, I'm not positive on this. And he has to train. He has to train in that art in order to be able to go in there and do these different things that they're going to show on TV, and he's got to look good doing it. He can't look like some amateur. So The Rock, and again, this is, I think, frustrating when the society doesn't understand athleticism and how people like Deion Sanders, who literally can go right out of football and go into baseball.
Yeah.
And play for a Major League Baseball team. Maybe not be the greatest, but still just play.
Yeah. Well, I remember me and Michael Jai White, who he's an actor, but he does a lot of MMA as well. We had an interesting conversation about this where he feels that when you look at, not every time, but a lot of the fighters these days, especially in boxing, you have these athletes, these guys that are really built, tall, muscular, they work out, and so forth. But a lot of times they get beat by the actual fighters, who are just meaner and just want it more. You can't just train yourself to become a world champion fighter, boxer, MMA guy. You need that killer instinct. I mean, would you agree with that?
I do. I agree with you. You have to have that killer instinct, and you got to have that fight or flight instinct. Instead of flight, you want to fight.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I think it's an instinct that's built into everyone that succeeds in fighting. There's no fear.
Yeah.
You actually more of an excitement when it comes that way.
Yeah, remember, for example, Andy Ruiz Jr. A lot of people were making fun of him because he was kind of chubby and so forth, but he was beating guys that were way better built. Tyson Fury, another guy. Not the most muscular physique you've seen on a boxer, but he was generally beating guys that were built much better than him. Because he just was more of a fighter.
Because of his aggressiveness and his conditioning. He didn't look like he was in shape, but he kept putting pressure on everyone and constantly coming after them.
Yeah.
And never got tired, especially in a heavyweight division where the conditioning is always a factor.
Yeah.